My name is Wahu Kimani. I'm a mother, I'm an entrepreneur, and a manufacturer of personal hygiene products for the African market. I grew up in Wahu Estate, in a one-bedroom house. We were 7 children. My father was an inspector of works. My mother was a trader in Kikomba. Growing up was actually very interesting. It was fun, but it was also very stressful. We had a lot of fights, but we were also best of friends. We used to gang up against our parents, especially when it comes to going to Kikomba. I went to Harambee Primary School in Harambee Estate in Eastlands, up to class 8. Then I went to Aga Khan High School in Westlands from first form to fourth form. That was some good times in school. After school, I joined Kenya School of Professional Studies. I did 1 year procurement, but I got bored and I dropped out. During that time, I had a good friend of mine called Grace, who I known for some time. So Grace lived in Sweden. So she invited me over. By that time, she was actually staying in Copenhagen before she moved to Sweden. She invited me for 3 months, moved back to Kenya, then went back again, and I decided to stay there. When I was in Copenhagen, I worked in a hotel. I worked in different hotels. I worked at the Hilton, at Kastrup Airport, and then I moved to the Marriott. I started out as a cleaner, then I rose to a supervisor. Finally, I became a housekeeper. During that time, I saved my money. And then I thought that I needed education, so I moved to Malaysia. And I was in Malaysia for 3 years, where I did a diploma in public relations. When I was there, I made friends when I went to register at the Kenyan embassy. The political attaché was called Lemoshira. He started giving me business ideas when I was there because I wanted to move back to Kenya. So he introduced me to 2 companies when I was in Malaysia, pharmaceutical companies. I went for meetings, I met them, and they were interested in coming to Kenya. They wanted to bring their products to Kenya, and they were looking for an agent, a local agent in Kenya. So during my holidays, I would come to Kenya and do research on pharmaceuticals. I went to Pharmacy and Poisons. I talked to a lot of pharmacists. And then I got this idea of starting a pharmaceutical agency, which I did when I moved back after 3 years. The company was called Looking Pharmaceuticals. And we were actually at Milimani area, Milimani Flats. So I came back, I registered the company. I got a partner who was a pharmacist. And that's where I actually started my business. During the last years of the company, I actually went bankrupt. I made some bad decisions and I lost a lot of money. I had to come up with another business plan, and I wanted to manufacture this time. I did not want to trade. I didn't want to buy and sell. One of the things I'd always had very dry skin. And when I was in Malaysia, I was using a lot of natural products, and I made friends who actually were giving me their traditional formulations, and the products actually helped my skin because of my dry skin. So when I decided that I wanted to start another business, I thought I would use what I learned in Malaysia to start manufacturing cosmetics. That is why the idea came from. And since I didn't know anything about formulations, I looked for somebody who knew. I was introduced to 1 or 2 people. That's when I met a wonderful gentleman called Kyoko. Mr. Kyoko is a specialist in pharmaceutical formulations and is the one who assisted me in setting up the company. I put my money together, and we were able to go through different sides of town looking for second-hand equipment. We started manufacturing our products using the manual system. During that time, we did our labels at River Road, bought our containers at General Plastics, did our formulation here in the office, and submitted the samples at Kenya Bureau of Standards. Our product passed, and we were issued with certificates for KEBS. We started selling through small salons in town and mini markets. Our products were accepted very well. We sold our first shampoo after about 2 weeks of serious marketing, being in the field from morning to evening, at times working for 18 hours to be able to produce. And I think we did at first 250 shillings. It was an achievement. I felt that I produced something that somebody will actually use. it was, I don't know, I can't explain it. It was a feeling of achievement, happiness. I don't know. It's like when I first had my daughter. I was proud. I was really, really proud. And it was also very motivating for me that somebody can actually look at something that I have manufactured, labeled, packed, and actually used it. As we grew, I needed more space and we needed to be closer to our suppliers. So I looked for space in the industrial area. I got a small space at Shimulatewa. We started moving our factories slowly to industrial area. Inspiration behind the name Dawn came from necessity, a new beginning for me. After making bad business decisions, I wanted to start something that was a beginning for me and for my family. Dawn represented the beginning of a new day, the beginning of a new life, and the beginning of happiness. African women have beautiful skin and beautiful hair. We just need to appreciate it a bit more. My products have that in mind, and the formulation is catered for the African woman. It is supposed to bring out the beauty in them, and as for the hair, it's supposed to bring the shine and the natural look that comes with natural African hair. We manufacture skin and hair products. We also do contract manufacturing for people who want to own a brand and they don't have the capacity. We also do hotel packs. Those are the toiletries for different hotels with their own brands. I learned that in life, hard work, motivation, and determination actually takes you somewhere. Never to lose focus on the business. I lost focus, I got sidetracked. So during that time, I think I did 1, 2, 3 very bad business decisions, which I would have otherwise not have made if I'd stayed focused. You have to be very careful about the people you have around you and the people you actually bring in close that you can entrust, especially with money. I made the mistake of trusting a relative too much simply because of that relation thing, but it was a bad decision on my side, but that has not changed me from working with my family, which I do. Struggles of life and overcoming challenges is actually part of growth. Every challenge, you look at it as a learning process. One of the biggest challenges I'd had was to penetrate the market, getting people to try out the product. But once our customers, our clients have used the products, I can say thank God they've always come back for a repeat. And that is actually a positive for me, because through that way, we've been able to penetrate the market slowly and slowly, especially in the salon industry. I've had several highs during the course of my business. And the most memorable, the first one was when I first bought my equipment. That was an achievement by itself, coming from manual equipment to automated equipment. The second high is when clients call me for a repeat order, or when I get a new order from the major supermarkets. Now that is a feeling of accomplishment. And the most important and the best high that I get is when clients give me very good feedbacks about the products. The person who inspired me in business is actually my sister, Susan. She's a remarkable woman. She's a transporter. She's in a business that is male dominated. And the resilience she's gone through and the challenges she's overcome actually makes her a very admirable person. What I discovered about myself was I never knew that I had that strength and persistence to actually see something through to the end. When I look at my children, I look at my clients, the feedback that I get from the market actually made all this worth it. And one thing I can say about the journey I've been through is that hard work, resilience, and motivation actually gets you somewhere. Good things come through patience. Good things come through love. Good things come through resistance. And good things come through perseverance. Money can be made everywhere. Money can be made as long as you have the strength and you have the determination to make something work. You do not need a lot of money to start up, and what I can tell the youth is all you need is an idea. Keep to your idea, stick to the plan, and you'll actually make something work out.